Hi and welcome to What to Fold July 2015, the next video in my series where I recommend origami models for you to fold. This time around it's all about beetles. I'd asked for suggestions and one of the suggestions was insects, and I thought I'd first in this video focus on beetles, but there will be more videos where I'll concentrate on other insects too. So, first of all, I haven't really done tutorials for beetles that much, but I did do one back in 2007, so it's a really old video and the quality isn't quite the same as I produce nowadays, but I figured I would mention that I did do a tutorial on Jean Montral's ground beetle, so for a blast from the past, you might want to check that out. Now I go on to suggest 10 more beetles, and I thought just because a lot of them are really quite complex, I'd start off with something that's simple and that really anyone can fold, and that is a ladybug, and it's folded from a triangle. So if you cut a square into half along the diagonal, you get that triangle that you need, and that is folded by Fun to Origami in the video, and you should check that out because it's really fun and even great for beginners. There's also a Rhinoceros Beetle, and that's presented by Origami Lesson. It's a really new channel and I think it's really worth checking that out, and that's definitely more complex, more advanced than the Ladybug, but you can also see in the result that it is much more elaborate and maybe just a little step further, and great for some of you that are a bit more advanced but maybe not necessarily on the complex side yet. Stepping further a bit more even, there's a beetle that's presented by Ran Products, and I think it does look really gorgeous. And in the video he uses a printer paper sheet, like a square from a printer paper sheet, so you don't really need any special paper either, and it's definitely more elaborate, but totally worth the effort. Now, after these 3 suggestions of not quite as complex models, I'm going to go ahead and suggest 7 models that really are more complex and perhaps a nice challenge to take on. And first I'm going to suggest 2 beetles by Joe Nakashima. Of course, he does excellent videos, and these are 2 of his own designs. One is a Hercules Beetle and the other one just a beetle, and they look absolutely fantastic, and I recommend you check those out to admire and hopefully fold along with. Then Riccardo Foschi also presented some of his designs. The Atlas Beetle is in 2 parts actually. First he shows how to collapse the base for the beetle, and then he also adds a second video showing the shaping, which is really nice. And his Samurai Helmet Beetle also is presented really beautifully, including the shaping. Then there's videos by JM's Origami Tutorials, and there's the Hercules Beetle by Manuel Siergo, and it's a complex model definitely. It's a bit of a challenge, but you know, all of these beetles are a bit of a challenge, so do check it out, and you know, if you really like the look of that model, give it a go. Then Origami Sage for the final 2 videos, and perhaps the most complex ones, but also with a very interesting aspect. Origami Sage did videos where he first explains the crease pattern of the beetle, explaining how different parts really make different parts of the beetle, and if you're interested in learning crease patterns and reading them and folding from them, those are really great videos to check out. So the first one is for the Euthysanius Beetle by Swapnik Jagalodi. There's 3 videos. There's first the crease pattern study, then how to collapse that crease pattern into the base, and then third a shaping. And the second model that Origami Sage presented is the Salt Creek Tiger Beetle, designed by Robert Lang. Absolutely fantastic design, and again, first a crease pattern study and then collapsing the base. And because you know you've already had one detailed video on shaping, I think it's great to then take on that challenge of shaping it to the final fantastic result yourself. So those are 2 really great models to fold if you want to get into crease patterns and don't quite know where to start, and also if you're really into insects and beetles. So those are 10 suggestions where you can really explore and just finesse your origami skills. I hope you enjoy those. And if you have more suggestions for me to follow up on in these What to Fold videos, do leave a comment or send me an email because I always love to get your feedback. Also, if you have origami beetles that you'd like to suggest that others fold from videos or perhaps also websites, leave that in the comments section because I think it's always fantastic if you share the great resources that are out there. And finally, to summarize, I first suggested you check out my totally ancient tutorial for John Montrall's ground beetle. Then I've got a playlist of all the other videos I recommended in this video. And finally, if you like these videos where I suggest models for you to fold, do check out the other videos in the What to Fold series. I hope to see you around, and as always, happy folding!